Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes ever since I was a kid. It's such a great story. This guy, this teenager who is bitten by a radioactive spider through no fault of their own, and because of their upbringing, immediately feels this overwhelming desire to use these newfound powers for good, to help people. No matter how many times he's beaten, broken, bruised, he gets back up. He keeps fighting for what he believes in, because he believes that with great power comes great responsibility. And when I played Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2 as a kid, it blew my little child mind. It was so fun to swing around the city and to beat up bad guys and fight all the supervillains and have this big open sandbox of this piece of New York City that you could web swing through. It was great. So when I found out that Marvel had teamed up with Insomniac to make a Spider-Man game, I was pretty confident that it was going to be okay. I was hoping that it would be extraordinary. Hey friend, I'm Niski, and today we're talking about Marvel Spider-Man. This game. This game. So we're going to start with the story, because Spider-Man's story is awesome through and through. It immediately opens within the first 20 minutes, you're taking down the Kingpin, which is already awesome. Great place to start. You're this older Spider-Man, and you're finally taking out the big guy. And it's great. And you have a moment where you feel you've done good, and then immediately reality comes crashing down, and you're reminded that this is one victory that creates a power vacuum. And there could be far-reaching consequences. The story in this game, like every Spider-Man story, is a story of a guy, a regular guy who's been given a gift, who feels responsible to use that gift for good, being overwhelmed, fighting, getting beaten down, and getting back up over and over again. Trying to do right for those that are closest to him, trying to do right for his city. And from beginning to end, this story is incredible. It is so good. The web swinging is just so good. It feels so good to just swing through the city and jump off of buildings and attach to things and pull yourself to buildings and run up, straight up buildings and across buildings. Traversal is so good that even with a fast travel mode, I still felt no need to do anything but web swing. And all while you're web swinging, there's constantly collectibles, and there's crimes happening, and there's little mini games, and there's side quests, and just a ton of things to do to get lost in. This game is not super long, but it is chock full of fun to be had. The combat is okay. To be honest, it gets repetitive, but it's enough. Even when you unlock all the different moves, it kind of opens it up and it feels a little better, but it lacks a little something. It's kind of basic, but for what you're doing, it is good enough. It is very much good enough. You won't really get, at least I didn't really get tired of it, but it does get repetitive. I also want to talk about the Mary Jane sequences. I know that a lot of people didn't like these, and I completely understand why. They're absolutely unnecessary in my opinion. And this kind of goes back to what I talked about in the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart video, where game developers like to break up the gameplay by having you either play as a different character or play as a different character doing a different thing. And it's completely unnecessary here. It's not the worst thing in the world. It doesn't ruin the game or anything like that. It's not a big deal. It's just something you have to get through. But these could have been cutscenes. We didn't buy this game to play Mary Jane. We bought this game to be Spider-Man. And the Peter Parker instances, kind of the same, but a little more forgivable because that is the other side of who you are in this game. And they're not bad. There's a lot of mini games that you go through and it kind of progresses the story. And a big part of Spider-Man's story is that a lot of the supervillains that he faces are people that he knows, people that he watched become supervillains, people that he tried to help. So the Peter Parker instances get a pass on this, 100%. They're not that bad. They're not that long. And they're somewhat optional. There's a certain amount of that you have to do and a certain amount that you can do. But overall, not too bad. The Miles Morales part of this, now obviously they're setting up the next game in the series, which I will be talking about, Miles Morales, is not bad. Kind of the same as the Mary Jane. I get it because, we're setting up Miles Morales for the next game, but also could have been cutscenes for this and just let you be Miles in the next game. That's my personal opinion on this. Everybody's entitled to their own. But the overall gameplay loop of this game really, really works. Just being Spider-Man is so much fun in this game. Traversing through New York City, web slinging feels excellent. And just collecting these little collectibles along the way. The backpack thing is a little weird. Just expecting that Spider-Man would hide backpacks with memorabilia or like little pieces of nostalgia. Like, why is he spending all this money on backpacks? The guy can barely afford his rent. Doesn't make any sense. It's weird, but okay, whatever. They just wanted to show you little pieces of past Spider-Man story. Okay, weird, but okay. But web slinging and getting into fights and stopping crimes, especially as the story progresses and the crimes change, is really, really fun. And just fighting the different types of enemies and things like that is awesome. You can just pick this game up and just web sling just as a stress relief. You can stop crimes as just a stress relief. It's core fun gameplay. It's what video games are for, as far as I'm concerned, which is awesome. The boss fights, though, are in this. In my opinion, they're not fantastic. I get where they were going for a lot of them, but they kind of lack, I don't know what it is. They're just not great to me. They're good enough. I'm not going to say, like, don't play this game because the boss fights suck or anything like that. They're okay. They're good enough. The last fight, or the last few fights, the last few boss fights are pretty decent, but very repetitive. Very, very repetitive. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I still think that you will have a phenomenal time with this game overall. I enjoyed it. I loved every second of it. And I will be talking about Miles Morales next. And then after that, I will eventually do a Spider-Man 2 video. I have not actually played that one yet. Believe it or not, I haven't, but I will, and I'm going to talk about it. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you thought of the game in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit like. If you really liked the video, subscribe for more. Check out my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I hope you have an excellent day.